right, let's hit the field.
All right.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
Today is Sunday, September 15th, and the Yankees were taking on the Red Sox in the finale of a 4-game set. Carlos Rodon once again going for win number 15, which would be a career high. My recap, your reactions coming up next. This is Pinstripe Territory.
Welcome to the New York City.
Pinstripe Territory.
Just when they thought I was out.
Hey, pull me back, kid.
Oh, hi. What are you doing here? How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. Yankees just took 3 out of 4 from the Boston Red Sox, and they will head to Seattle and Oakland with a 3-game lead in the AL East for the final road trip of the season. 12 games left in the regular season. Orioles continue to limp towards the playoffs. They lost today to the Tigers, and the magic number for the Yankees to win the American League East is down to 10. So any combination of Yankees wins and Orioles losses that equals 10 means the Yankees will win the American League East. And, you know, we haven't done it yet. It is looking good, but we haven't done it yet. But I did not expect the Yankees to beat out the Orioles for the American League East this year. Now, there's still time for the Orioles to come back. We don't want to count our chickens before they hatch. But the Orioles got a really good team, and the Yankees have played just well enough. And if it weren't for a number of blown saves this year in the 9th inning, we would have a significant lead. We would probably already have it clinched, to be honest with you. But they got the best record in the American League at this point, barely. The Guardians are 86-64. Yankees now 87-63. So game and a half lead over the Guardians for best record in the American League, and that would mean home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Now, the Yankees have not played exceptionally well at home this year, but anybody who's been to a playoff game at Yankee Stadium can tell you it is a different animal. So really looking forward to the postseason this year. Yankees today got home runs from Gleyber Torres and from Aaron Judge. The Judge home run reminded me a lot of his first home run that he had off the restaurant in center field. Solid outing from Carlos Rodon. We'll break that down in a second. Yankees bullpen was pretty good today and was pretty good over this homestand, with the exception of Mark Leiter. He had a tough homestand, but the bullpen has been terrific lately, and that's going to be a big deal in the playoffs if they keep throwing the way they are right now. We'll talk about that in a minute. I mean, if you get lights out pitching from the bullpen, you have a solid chance to win the World Series. You know, just score a few runs and let the bullpen shut it down. And they have been great since Luke Weaver was elevated to closer and since Ian Hamilton came back. And we'll talk more about the bullpen in a second. But Red Sox probably done at this point. Their defense was not impressive today. And the Yankees take 3 out of 4, and they go 5-2 on the homestand. All right, so let's talk about Mr. Carlos Rodon, who finally got that elusive career-best 15th win. You know, sometimes the offense doesn't help him, and sometimes he doesn't pitch deep into games, and today was another one of those times where he was done after 5 1/3 innings. And that's why he hasn't won 17 or 18 games at this point. It was a good sign today that he was efficient early. 6 pitches in the first inning, 10 pitches in the second inning. He was working quick. He was doing something today that I think he does a lot when he's pitching his best, which is that he drops in that curveball for strike 1 early in the count. He'll also throw the changeup in fastball counts to righties. And clearly his approach today was to establish the off-speed stuff early in the count, which then makes his fastball that much more effective. It makes that good hard slider down and into righties more effective. And he had a damn good day today. 4th inning wasn't so easy. He allowed a base hit to Devers and then a 2-run home run to Tyler O'Neill. I thought for a minute that the inning could get out of control. There was a bunt single. He made kind of an awkward play, throwing the ball to first base. You saw him kind of, kicking at the dirt and being a little bit of the Carlos Rodon that loses control for a second there. But to his credit, he pulled it together and he pitched out of it. and he pitched into and out of trouble in the 5th inning. He was done after 5 1/3, 6 hits allowed, 2 runs, both of them earned, both of them on the home run, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts, and 16 swings and misses. Fastball topped out at 98.7, so the velo is still there this late in the season. And 30 starts is a real number, baby. He has pitched a full season. This is after a year in which he was awful. I mean, just terrible last year. And he has made it a point to just post every 5 days. And a solid year. You see the numbers there, 4.12 ERA, now 15-9 on the year, 163 2/3 innings, 186 strikeouts, 52 walks, and a 1.22 whip. So nice job for Carlos Rodon. Once again, continues to get better and better after a really tough first season with the Yanks. I think Paul O'Neill described it best. He was solid today. Would love to see him get deeper in the game, but he gave the Yankees a chance to win, and he picked up the dub. So let's talk a little bit about the offense, which has been kind of up and down on this homestand. It's no secret that there's been a lot of guys struggling. You know, Volpe has looked really bad. I mean, Verdugo has had some issues. I mean, we've had some tough offensive numbers here over the last several weeks. Obviously, Judge hitting makes everybody more dangerous because you got to pitch to guys around him. Stanton had some good swings today. He hit the ball hard. He had a double, and then he had a sac fly. I thought that he's hit the ball hard a few times on this homestand with nothing to show for it. Soto just missed a home run on a fly ball to right field. He hit about 350 feet, just missed it. And then he had a base hit with a 113.4 exit velocity today. So he is back on the upswing. It stinks that he's only hitting in the 280s right now. He is at 285 with a 981 OPS because for the bulk of this season, he's been a 300 hitter. It reminds me of Mickey Mantle when they asked him, you know, what was your biggest regret of your career? And he said that, you know, he came back and played late in his career and it dragged his batting average under 300. I think he finished at 298, but he was a 300 hitter. And that's how I feel about Juan Soto's season. He's had kind of a tough September, but he's been a 300 hitter this year. Gleyber Torres, obviously with the home run, another multi-hit game, continues to swing the bat better since being dropped into the leadoff spot. 251 now on the season, 697 OPS, so creeping back up towards 700. Oswaldo Cabrera got the start at first base today. That's something I've been wanting to see because Rizzo has not been impressive over there. Just no pop in his bat. You know, you kind of get the vibe of, you know, what we saw last year when he was suffering from the concussion and he just didn't drive the ball very well. And Oswaldo had some very tough at-bats, some deep counts. He smashed some hard line drive foul balls. Looked like his timing was just kind of off a little bit, but then he picked up an opposite field single in the 6th, picked up an infield single in the bottom of the 8th. Probably would have been a ground out. Like it was hit right back up the middle. It bounced off the pitcher. They had somebody stationed right there, but, you know, never a bad thing to hit the ball hard right back up the middle in typical baseball times. But, you know, recently with the shift, that's usually an out. But because it deflected off the pitcher, it was a base hit. So multi-hit game for Oswaldo Cabrera. He's now hitting 249, 668 OPS. So he's, you know, over the last, I think they said 60 at-bats, he's hitting 333. I think you got to continue to give him some more at-bats, see if you can squeeze one more hot streak out of him before the playoffs begin. You never know who's going to carry you in the postseason. You remember how many runs he was driving in back in April? When he's hitting, he changes that bottom of the lineup and makes it much, much tougher to navigate. So would not shock me if the Yankees give him a few more opportunities over there at first base down the stretch if he keeps hitting. And then in the playoffs, you go with the hot hand, right? I mean, I could see them starting Oswaldo at first base and then going to Rizzo, you know, late in the game for defense if the Yankees are up. On the downside, Trevino has not done much offensively in a while. I expect Wells to get the bulk of the opportunities in the playoffs and going forward in the regular season anyway. And Anthony Volpe has that same look that he had at the end of last season where everything is loopy in his swing. It just looks like he's trying to backleg everything and drive it out of the ballpark. He's bailing towards the left side. We've seen that much like Gleyber Torres, he's better when he's hitting the ball to right field. Okay? The first month and a half of the season, that's the swing we want. The guy who was driving the ball to right center, just line drives right over the second baseman's head. That's what you want to see from Volpe. And he was awful today. I mean, 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts. You can see it in his body language that right now he's not feeling good about his swing. If I were Aaron Boone, this would be the perfect time with a day off tomorrow and a West Coast trip. You got a guy who's played pretty much every game all season. Get him some rest. Get him 2 days off. You got the day off tomorrow. Give him Tuesday and Wednesday off. Not completely off, but work in the cage. Use those as cage work days to get that swing back. Get yourself feeling good. We've seen that when the All-Star game happened and he took a few days to just adjust his stuff in the batting cage, he came out on fire. We need to get him on fire again going into the postseason, because if you get a red-hot Volpe at the bottom of the order, it changes everything. And right now, his defense has been solid. It's been as good as it can be. Occasional error or whatever, but for the most part, he's been Volpe defensively, which is outstanding. But offensively, you got to have more. So I think now's the perfect time. Couple of days off. You got a 3-game lead. There's not a ton of pressure. You can probably win. And by the way, Judge has been crushing the ball the last few days, and he kills the ball in Seattle. So you got to figure he's going to carry the offense the next few days. That's what I'm betting on. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But I think it's the perfect time to set down Volpe, give him a couple of days off. Bullpen, been pitching a little bit better. Ian Hamilton has been amazing since coming off the injured list. He had 2 more humongous strikeouts today with runner on third base in the 6th inning. He came in for Rodon, and the slider was nasty. The fastball was a crisp 97, 98 miles an hour. Just dirty. Boone sent him back out for the 7th. He did give up a single, but if we can keep him and Weaver pitching at the level that they're pitching right now, avoid using Clay Holmes if the game is within striking distance in the postseason, hell, the bullpen might just be okay. They might just be a weapon. And a month ago, 2 weeks ago, they looked like the weak underbelly of this team. But moving Weaver to the closer role kind of allowed some other guys to fall into better spots. Now you can use Clay Holmes in the situations where he will be most effective. And you've got Hamilton, you've got Canely. They can both be setup guys. Stroman was available out of the bullpen today. He's going to be available for those bulk innings. I'd imagine you'll see him at some point in the playoffs in a long relief role when somebody doesn't have it. But Weaver absolutely broke out the other night. That 6-out save with the 5 strikeouts, one of the most impressive pitching performances we've seen this year. Tommy Canely came in and got the big double play today. He's got an ERA of 1.80. So that's 1 run every 5 innings. You'll take that out of a relief pitcher. Jake Cousins been throwing the ball pretty well. Didn't have it today. Drilled the first hitter that he faced. When you use 5 relievers, you're going to usually have somebody who doesn't have it, and that was the case today. It was Jake Cousins. But all things considered, the Yankees are in pretty good shape as we head into the final road trip of the season. Quick word from the guys over at Foul Territory about our sponsor, Navage. If you snore, you're going to want to pay attention to this ad, because I recently got one of these contraptions, and I got to say, it's helped me sleep a lot better. So back in 60 seconds with the recap and the belt.
Congestion from sinuses, allergies, or a cold can be all-consuming.
That includes snoring for me. But Scotty, I found some relief from Navage Nasal Care. You've got to try this. Navage makes breathing easier. My Navage unit is a game changer for clearing my congestion fast.
Yeah, Kratz, Navage uses that smooth saline flow and nasal suction to clear those nasal passages.
It works for me, Scotty. I've noticed a huge difference since I started using Navage. I'm breathing better, and the whole family is pumped that I've got the snoring under control.
We want to help you get relief from your congestion too. Our listeners can order a convenient Navage starter pack, including a nose cleaner with batteries included and 30 original salt pods. Everything you need to get started. Plus, get a cleaning kit as a free gift with your order, but only going to our exclusive URL, navage.com/foul, and using our promo code FOUL. Again, to order your Navage free cleaning kit and for full product details, go to navage.com/foul. That's promo code FOUL at navage.com/foul.
All right, let's go. Let's get it going.
All right. Shout out to Navage. Shout out to the folks over at Foul Territory. Both teams were quiet in the first inning. Bottom two, Jazz Chisholm scalded one right at the first baseman. We haven't talked much about Jazz. He hasn't homered in a while, but I think he's had some better swings lately. He hit all those home runs coming right out of the gate with the Yankees, and I think that got into his mind that he's somehow a home run hitter, where he's not. If he just does his normal thing, he's going to run into some home runs at Yankee Stadium. But anyway, he scalded one at first base, couldn't handle it, and then Giancarlo Stanton smoked a bullet into the left field corner to score Chisholm from first base. He was really hustling coming around the bases. Nice piece of hitting from Giancarlo, 18th double of the season. He also had a sac fly. Dominguez singled in his first at-bat with Giancarlo in scoring position, but Stanton can't run the bases anymore, so he had to stop at third. I like Big G, but let's just be clear about this. He is slower than molasses. Dominguez stole second base, second steal of the year for him. My thoughts on Dominguez. Let's talk about him, because obviously I hyped him up a lot. A lot of people have hyped him up. He has not obviously had a great start to the season. He is hitting 150 with a 411 OPS, but the Yankees have not given him real consistent playing time. I thought he had some more good at-bats today, and he had some good at-bats the other night. I think he's going to be really good. I think I still contend, and I'll put this out there, he's going to be the ALCS MVP. He is my pick to get the Yankees to the World Series. He's relaxed, he's loose, he looks comfortable, and once he starts hitting, it's on, baby. But both Stanton and Dominguez got stranded in scoring position. Gleyber Torres continues to swing the bat well out of the leadoff spot. And in the top of the third, he went yard.
Track wall. See ya.
Gleyber Torres has gone yard again.
It's Gleyber Day.
Oppo Boppo. Short porch home run for Gleyber Torres. And as we always say, just much better when he's using right field. Been a completely different hitter since he moved into the leadoff spot. Have to give Boone credit for that one, credit where credit's due. And I think he's going to be a weapon offensively in the playoffs, but he still worries me defensively. Next batter was Soto. He ripped a line drive single to right. And then Aaron Judge. Are you kidding me?
It's another home run for Judge. All right. Here comes the Judge.
You just can't throw it there to Aaron Judge. 92, right down the middle. 53rd home run of the season. How many RBIs he has now? 132 RBIs on the season. Second home run in the last 3 games. So beginning to heat up again with the long ball. And he always seems to crush the baseball in Seattle. So if you're one of those people who likes to bet on sports, you use the betting apps or whatever, this road trip could be a good time to take a look at putting some money on AJ, because I think he's going to go off in Seattle. I'm thinking in that 3-game series, at least 3 home runs. Red Sox got 2 back in the 4th on a home run by Tyler O'Neill. Nice job by Carlos Rodon to sort of pitch out of trouble, contain the damage. It looked like for a minute that he was getting ready to do the putter throw, start fighting Bob Barker, have the Happy Gilmore meltdown. But he hung with it and pitched out of trouble. He got 1 out in the 6th, left a runner on for Ian Hamilton, who came in and struck out 2 hitters to end the threat. And Hamilton, I thought, just did great. We got to give him some love. Stanton picked up a sac fly in the 7th to make it 5-2, and then Dominguez walked to load the bases for Volpe, but he bounced out to end the inning. He has left a small village on the bases lately. He's left enough people on the bases to fill Yankee Stadium. It's crazy. Tim Hill threw the ball pretty well today in the 7th. Clay Holmes got a couple of big outs. Cousins didn't have it in the 9th, but Tommy Kahnle came in and got a big double play, and the Yankees hang on to win 5-2.
Ball game over. Yankees win. Yankees win. You're a winner.
Got a super chat here from Charlie Moore saying, thanks. Appreciate that, my man. Appreciate that. As we see Costanza sending off the Red Sox back to Boston, baby. Actually, I don't know where they're going right now. But big series win for the Yanks. They take 3 out of 4. Let's talk a little bit about the belt, because we had some options today. Obviously, Torres had a multi-hit game. He had the home run. Stanton had a couple of nice at-bats. He had the RBI double and a sac fly. 2-run home run from Aaron Judge. And then Oswaldo Cabrera, 2 for 4. Ian Hamilton, great appearance out of the pen. And Carlos Rodon. Would have been a nice day for the team belt possibly, but I had to give it to the captain. Aaron Judge gets the belt once again and building towards another MVP season. Let's take a look at Judge's stats right now because they're absurd. Might as well. He is now hitting .321. Let me just hide the belt here. .321 with 53 home runs, 132 RBIs. The on-base percentage, .455, and the OPS, 1.147. I'm sorry, there's nobody else going to win the MVP this year. Sorry, Bobby Witt. Sorry, Juan Soto. This is Aaron Judge's second MVP to lose, and really should be his third MVP if you consider 2017 when he outdid Altuve in many, many categories, and Altuve knew what pitches were coming, right? So great season for Aaron Judge. Let's take a few comments here.
What do you say?
Joe Vittori says, is Sterling really coming back for fall? He's coming back for the playoffs. He'll be there for the postseason, which I'm loving. I miss him. I was watching Apple TV the other day, and they let you switch up the audio broadcast. And I had Susan and I don't know, whoever it was with him or with her, and just was not the same. I miss Sterling, and I need one more time in my life. Ball game over. World Series over. Yankees win. The Yankees win. I need that one more time in my life. Ronnie says that he is over Volpe. Well, I mean, it's September 15th. You're obviously not going to switch him out at this point. You're going to ride him through the postseason and just hope he starts hitting. Volpe showed us in April and May the type of player he should be, the type of player he's capable of being. Remember when he was getting on base all the time? He was in the middle of every rally, 30-some-odd games in a row he was on base. I mean, he was looking like he was going to be a 7-WAR player for a while there. But the offense, once again, has fallen off. I don't know what the issue is. I'm thinking maybe he needs to go to a lighter bat. If you look at him swing the bat, it looks like it's too big for him. I mean, maybe you just need to go old school, little league style, a little bit lighter bat that gives him just a fraction of a second longer to wait and make the decision. He's obviously fatigued, and that's something that you just get used to doing. Hey, this is my bat. These are the bats I use, whatever. But as your body gets tired, maybe you need to give it a break once in a while. If I'm Volpe, I'm switching to a lighter bat down the stretch. But, he could get hot, says Wayne J. I agree. I need to see him make some adjustments to the swing. It's too loopy right now. Right now he's thinking home run. He's not a home run hitter. He's got to just square in on hitting the ball to right field. Let the ball travel deep in the zone. If it's a curveball, let it do what it's going to do and take it. If it's a fastball, you let it travel a little bit. You take your normal swing and you hit it to right field. That's what he needs to do. That will be a way for him to come out of this thing. But Danny J says, Volpe will be fine. He works hard. He's fatigued now. I 100% agree. And that's one of the reasons that I think that Boone needs to give him a couple of days off. Maybe a lighter bat, some mechanical adjustments, get back to using right field, and he should be fine. But Charlie Moore says, Trevino is slower than my grandmother. Yikes. And he is not hitting right now. I think Wells is going to get the bulk of the at-bats going forward. With a day off tomorrow, he'll probably start Tuesday, Wednesday, then you have a day game after a night game, an earlier game. It's at 4 o'clock on Thursday. So I'd imagine that Trevino will start there, and then you'll probably get Wells for both, one or two of the games out of the 3 in Oakland, and then he'll get the bulk of the starts in the playoffs because you want his bat. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Once again, Yankees take 3 out of 4, and they will head out west up by 3 games. Reminder to subscribe to the channel. We are closing in on 42,000. We have the audio available on all your favorite podcast platforms. So, whether it's Apple, whether it's Spotify, whether it's Overcast, whether it's Stitcher, go ahead and subscribe. It helps other people find the channel. It means more money for me. I don't do this for free. So we'll get more ads coming in, and I'll be able to buy, maybe a pillow so I can sleep a little bit during the off season and not have a stiff neck for the entire 2025 season like I've had this year. So I will catch you guys after the game on Tuesday. I'm doing a voicemail show in the morning tomorrow, so call in 718-899-1068, and we'll see you next time.
Ball game over.
If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and give us a subscribe. It helps other Yankees fans find the channel. We're also on all your favorite podcast platforms and social media. Join the community, have some fun. We're here after every game. This is Pinstripe Territory.